Week here at 10 TV, our Doppler 10 weather team helping us get ready for the season by answering some of your questions, including this from Tom Santorello, who wants to know if El Nino or La Nina will affect this winter's weather pattern.
The short answer is yes. But the question is which one? Dun, 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 dun. Because they can have actually very drastic differing effects on our winter. And we're actually expected to experience what's known as a double dip La Nina this year because we had one last year as well. And this will be the second one in a row.
So what's the difference, El Nino, La Nina, for those who don't know?
Let's talk about that for a second.
Do it.
La Nina, let's get to the graphic. Simply, it's a cooling of the waters in the equatorial Pacific. So El Nino is when they warm up. La Nina is when it cools off down in the equatorial Pacific. And what that does, what they both do is they change the storm track. They actually can affect the upper air patterns, which then change the storm track. But when you have La Nina happening, that will change the storm track, and that can actually bring it down through the United States like this. And when we have it here, we tend to see it's kind of can be a bit of a double-edged sword because it just depends on exactly how far south the storm track tracks. But this year it's expected to be a little bit warmer, and what we end up usually seeing is a bit of a wetter winter whenever we have that storm track dip that far to the south. So here's the thing. Now it can affect snowfall patterns, or it can affect just be rain. Just depends on how far it comes. But if we can get enough cold air intrusion to get in, well, then we could see some good snows. But the overall winter outlook is looking at it looks like slightly above average temperatures, but also above average precipitation. Now, that does not mean that we're not going to see any snow at all, because last year we actually did have a La Nina and we had near normal snowfall conditions. We had near normal snow totals, but we also had a really warm winter until about February. Then it finally kind of kicked in. So that's kind of what we are expecting this year, is to see above average conditions when it comes to precip, slightly above average highs. But again, we could get 1 or 2 good months where if we can get the cold air to kind of mix in, then we will be dealing with more snow. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. If you ask me, this is just me, I've been looking at some of the long-term models. I do think it's going to be a slightly warmer than average winter. I also think that we'll probably be close to, if not maybe below average when it comes to snowfall totals. That's just kind of how it looks now, but that can change. We'll keep that and keep you posted on that. And just for a little reference, we typically see 27.9 inches of snow in a season. Here's what we're looking at, though. And actually, last February, we got like a foot of that. So again, last year was La Nina year, so we'll have to keep our eye on it. And usually, very, very rarely do you see a carbon copy of a year over year, but we'll keep our eye on it. We'll keep you posted on any changes. Looks pretty nice out there with some passing clouds. Temperatures low to mid 30s across the area. It's 37 here in the capital city. Once you factor in the winds, feels like we're in the low 30s in Delaware and Columbus and Newark and Lancaster. So there's a little chill to the air, but not as bad as it was yesterday. This time yesterday, we had those wind chill values well into the 20s, so thank goodness we're not there. We'll still see temperatures falling to about 35 by 6, 33 at 8. We're back up to 46 at lunchtime. We'll end up with a high of 52 with some sunshine into the afternoon. Not a bad day. It looks like it'll be fairly seasonable. And here's kind of what it will feel like over the next 12 hours. We will have the potential to see those wind chill values down to right around either side of 30. And when we're at our warmest, the winds won't be terribly strong, but it's going to feel like we're right around 50. So those winds shouldn't play too much of a factor in our comfort later on today, thank goodness. And here's kind of what we're looking at with your satellite and your radar imagery. We've had those clouds rolling on in, and we are going to see some clouds out there early. Once we get the sun to pop up, though, it'll help to clear things out a little bit. Cool and cloudy to start. The sun will break out. We will warm up today to about 52, which is right in line with the average for this time of year. And we are back into the upper 60s very, very soon. We're talking about highs tomorrow, right around 67 here in town. Wouldn't be surprised if a spot or two gets very close to, maybe even touches 70 tomorrow afternoon. 36 at 9, 46 at noon. We're talking about 52 for a high. Notice some sun breaks out. And then tonight, clouds will just kind of roll right back in. 43, not as chilly. 67, warm and windy tomorrow with increasing clouds. We'll see those wind gusts getting into the 30s, and you can see getting on through the day, those clouds break up a little bit. Look what happens, though, as we hit through the overnight. We get those clouds to build maybe a sprinkle here or there. Not really expecting a whole lot on that front. We have to really wait until later on tomorrow, and I'm talking about tomorrow evening into the overnight before we start to track some rain. This coming with the cold front, giving us some wet conditions to start on Thursday. We dry out through Thursday morning. We'll actually get a little bit of clearing in the afternoon, but temperatures are going to come down on Thursday. My high Thursday, well, it's going to be 47, but by the end of the day, we'll probably be in the 30s. That just kind of gives you an idea of that falling temperature. But today, 52, tomorrow, 67. Let's make hay while the sun shines and enjoy it, because We're going to get a dose of reality coming. Mother Nature's going to give us what I like to call the rug pull. She's pumping up the stock. She's about to pull the rug out from under it, and then everybody's left holding it with the bag. Be careful. Do not take investing advice from your local meteorologist. Here's what we're looking at, though, getting on in through the rest of the week. We're going to be dealing with temperatures that are going to cool off into the weekend. We'll see the low to mid-40s Friday and Saturday. A little bit of a mix early Monday, but you can see not really all that warm as we round out the 10-day.